Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming out to you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we're talking about the Banishing Smite spell. We're giving this one an A-. I like this spell a lot, but first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment. All right, so Banishing Smite, we're giving it an A-. I like this spell, but we're not giving it a full A because there are some things that could hinder this from happening. So, it's a 5th level spell that's usable by Paladins, Hexblade, Warlocks, and Battlesmith Artificers. And that's part of the problem with this, is it's a 5th level spell for 2 half-caster classes, which means they don't get it to like 17th level. So it's a bonus action. I actually like these bonus action spells quite a bit. It's only a verbal. It is concentration for a minute. You do want to concentrate on this because you're not going to have very many of these 5th level spells. But it's one of these kind of paladin spells that when you hit, it goes off and then it's done. So the next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack, before this spell ends, your weapon crackles with force, and the attack deals an extra 5d10 force damage to the target. So that's quite a bit. Additionally, if the attack reduces the target to 50 hit points or fewer, you banish it. So, to ensure that you do this, you want to hit with the weapon and you want to smite. If you've got a smite, you might as well use it because you want to get this thing below 50 hit points because you want the next thing to happen. If the target, you want it to be banished. If the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you're on, the target disappears, returning to its home plane. It's gone. It's not coming back unless it's got the ability to plane shift, and we're going to talk about that. If the target is native to the plane you're on, the creature vanishes into a harmless demi-plane. While there, the target is incapacitated and remains there until the spell ends, at which point the target reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space if that space is occupied. So it goes away. If it's native to your plane, it goes away. And you basically eliminate an enemy that has got now 50 or less hit points off the battlefield so that you and your party can concentrate on other opponents. That's kind of the two situations. We've got this thing from another plane, we're going to get rid of it, or we have this thing that's from our plane that we're fighting, and there's multiple creatures, we want to get rid of one of them so we can concentrate on the other ones. Okay, so for a paladin, you are not getting a 5th level spell until 17th level. Just pointing that out, which means you're going to be fighting creatures that are pretty high CR. For the Warlock, you are going to be getting this, you could be getting this spell as a Hexblade at 9th level. And for the Artificer, again, you're not getting this spell until 17th level. Now, what I do want to point out is this is from Xanthar's Guide to Everything in the Dungeon Master's Tools, and it's a good guide I use to determine what level of creature a party is going to fight, whether it's a solo fight or there are multiple creatures. So, if you're fighting multiple creatures, you go down to these tables. For 17th level character, a 17th level character is equal to a challenge rating 6, 7, 8, and possibly 9. So one creature is equal to that level. I don't necessarily totally agree with that, but that's what the authors of Dungeons & Dragons have written in here. Now, a party for a solo fight, a party of 17th level characters of 5 would be fighting a challenge rating 21, 4 characters would be a challenge rating 20, and 6 characters would be a challenge rating 22. So let's just look at, say, challenge rating 21. There's not very many of them. Let's do 20 to 22. Let's do that. Not very many of them, but they're here. And so we've got some ancient dragons who could have the ability to cast spells. These are pretty much going to be native. Dromatron, Flesh Colossus, Gigant, Grim Champion, Kolaroot, Planescape, Leviathan, Nightwalker. These are undead, and I don't... Oh, They're negative plane. So I don't think they're outsiders, but they could be construed to be from the negative plane. Ogremok, who is a gargantuan elemental. So he's from the depths of the elemental earth. So some of these creatures, I don't think it's Ogremok, but some of these creatures could have plane shift. And so, and a pit fiend doesn't have plane shift. Wow. So if they do have plane shift and you send them back to their plane, they can come right back. So you got to be careful of that. And you also have to be careful to look at how many hit points they have. So a pit fiend has 300 hit points, and you got to get it to below 50. And if we look at the challenge rating 22s, so Zaratan, who is a elemental earth, has 307 hit points. Whereas, let's just say Garon, who is not really a legacy, he's got 300 hit points. So a lot of them have 300 hit points. Ember, who's a huge dragon, has 270 hit points. So you just have to keep in mind the number of hit points they have when you're casting this spell, because you got to get them to below 50. And that's why I think if you're going against a big bad and you want to get rid of it for a little while so your party can take a pause or heal or do whatever for a minute, you need to make sure to get them below 50 hit points, because there's no save for this either. So legendary resistance isn't going to do anything. If you get them below 50 or below, they're gone. That's it. And then you can do other things. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.